all across the Great Plains of North America, from the Laramie Hills of Colorado to the American Prairie herd of Montana, to Grasslands National Park in Saskatchewan and Banff National Park in Alberta, the bison are returning to their ancestral lands. Their return is an event of great importance to the revival of the ecological, cultural, and spiritual integrity of the heart of North America.
My prayer is asking the Creator, giving thanks, asking the Creator to answer a prayer to bring the bison back for the survival of our people, our First Nations people, and to help all other peoples in the world. I wish each and everyone that's helping in this process gets the blessings to continue this great work. Anya.
We're standing here in the Bob Creek Wildland Provincial Park, a part of Alberta's eastern slopes, and as you can see, a very dynamic grassland montane landscape that's part of our foothills, and at one time was the home for thousands of buffalo over millennia, thousands of years. Bison used this landscape, were hunted by First Nations people, and there's plenty of archaeological evidence to demonstrate that this is a natural place for them to be.
Plains bison originally were estimated in the number of 30 to 60 million animals across North America, and with another almost 200,000 wood bison living in the north. That many animals on the landscape obviously had a huge impact on everything that they shared space and time with. They're what's known as a keystone species, and that term comes from, if you look on a stone arch of a church or any stone building, there's a wedge-shaped stone at the top of the arch. That's the keystone. And if you take that keystone out of a stone structure, the structure collapses. Same thing happens in ecosystems. If you pull that keystone species out of the ecosystem will collapse. And that's what happened in North America with the removal of plains bison. So the move now is to reestablish bison back across the historic range in as many different ecosystems as we can. If there's an opportunity that presents itself to put plains bison back in their former historic range in this province on public lands, I think we should try to convince the provincial government that that's a good idea.
Finding the skull was very inspirational. It brought out some feelings in us that we're truly in the ancestral home of the bison, that they've been here for thousands of years, and this landscape is missing. They're missing in the landscape, and why couldn't it be possible to return them to where they belong? When you think about the possibilities that could mean in terms of ecotourism, opportunities for First Nations and management, cultural and spiritual events, and all of the plethora of things that could come with restoring the ecosystem back to its original state would be tremendous.
We lived in harmony with nature. All species, the animals. The buffalo was special, and our ancestors, their belief was they were related. Those were our relations. The Creator put them there for a purpose. They're our relations, almost like our brothers and sisters. And the bison was put there for us to survive. So we used every part of it for our survival, our teepees, our clothing, our tools, what we ate in, and even our soap and everything. So we honored the buffalo. We even did that with our songs and our stories and our ceremonies. We honored the buffalo. So I'm seeing if they come back, maybe it will be a reminder of who we are, of our spirituality, of our way of life for the young people and future generations.
But the bison disappeared first, you know. So to bring them back would just be like everybody coming home to the land that they once occupied and lived in this part of the world, like all of us. We want to create a world where we can share. Reconciliation is walking together. It's only going to help not only First Nations, but all peoples. That is what we should be all striving for, to protect the beauty of our world and to make a future for our children. That is reconciliation.
The Foothills Bison Restoration Society would very much like to have the support of Albertans that believe that restoring bison to our public lands would be important for the landscape, would have economic benefits, and would be a step towards reconciliation with First Nations people. So if you feel like you could help us and support us, we would very much like to have your support and try and return this magnificent animal back to its natural habitat.
Reintroduction of bison to Alberta's eastern slopes is an important step towards ecological restoration, reconciliation with Indigenous and Metis communities, and renewing cultural and historical connections to Canada's and Alberta's post-colonial human history.